Hey guys, so I was recently looking through some of my bulk and I came across this really interesting card that I had never seen before. It is called Dimension Explosion, and this card reads return one face up fusion monster you control to the extra deck. Both players select up to two of their monsters that are removed from play and special summon them. And I read this and I automatically thought, like, wait, this could be kind of sick in like a Diva hero deck because Miracle Fusion obviously banishes your monsters to summon Ab Zero. So then you can maybe return back your Stratos and a water monster. But on top of that, what makes this really cool in an Ab Zero deck is that when you bounce back Ab Zero in Edison format, when Ab Zero returns to the extra deck, like from Compulse or being bounced back, it actually procs its effect to blow up your opponent's field. So the cool thing is, even if your opponent has monsters that are removed from play that they can bring back with Dimension Explosion, they're actually going to be destroyed because Dimension Explosion is going to activate, it's going to resolve, and then Absolute Zero is going to resolve in a separate chain and actually blow up the monsters that your opponent special summoned. So I'm like, wait, this could be super cool. Um, this card can also work in maybe like a zombie deck. I haven't really tested it out completely, but I was messing around with the zombie deck that's playing Reaper on the Nightmare and Instant Fusion. Oh, ooh, this is not the right one. Maybe this one. Yeah, because you can return Reaper on the Nightmare to the extra deck, and it's really easy to recur Reaper on the Nightmare. You can get it out with Instant Fusion, obviously, and bring it back with Book of Life and Mizuki. And then once you put it back in the extra deck, you can maybe bring back your Mizuki or your Plague or anything else that has been banished with this card's effect. So I'm like, maybe it could be worked. It could work in a zombie deck. I haven't really tested it out, um, but I think it's probably better in a Diva Hero deck. And this is a deck. What you're seeing here is a deck that I played a long time ago, back when I first started Edison, before like Hero Frogs in their current form were really taking off and solidifying. This is like a Hero Frog Diva deck that I was playing. And I figured that this version could be a really good fit for Dimension Explosion. So this deck is running Diva and Mali. You can see it's running a really small frog engine, and it's running King of the Swamp and Polymerization. The idea behind this deck is that you can use Polymerization to get Mali out of your hand, and Treeborn Frog is just free fodder for your Polymerization, and then Malicious is in the grave at that point, and you can normal summon Diva and make a Diva Malicious play that turn or next turn. Additionally, you can also just normal summon Diva, get a second Diva, use Polymerization with Mali in your hand and one of the Divas to make an Ab Zero, and then you can, if you want, banish the Mali to summon the other Mali and make a level 8 Synchro right there. So that's like a three cards for two big boss monsters, a level 8 Synchro and Ab Zero. Obviously, it would be better if you could make the level 8 first and then summon Ab Zero, because you could make Stardust and then summon Ab Zero. Doing it in reverse is kind of worse, but that's just something you could do. So that's kind of the idea here. The idea here is that you get the Treeborn Frog in the grave, and you get that continuous advantage, and you're able to poly it, and you could just summon Caius's. Um, I'm running Future Fusion in this deck. It kind of conflicts with Treeborn for sure, but I think it's just too important to get the water and the hero in the grave for the Miracle Fusion. It's just too good. And I'm running some defense in the form of Battle Faders and other hand traps, and the rest of it is pretty self-explanatory, other than Instant Fusion can get you Mariner, which has multiple purposes. It's a water, it's a hero for Miracle Fusion. You can just use it as tribute fodder for Caius, or you can use this Dimension Explosion to put it back to the deck to special summon two cards. The last thing I want to mention before I jump into some replays is that Dimension Explosion, or Dimension Explosion, what did I just call it a second ago? Dimension Fusion. Dimension Explosion is a quick play card, which is really interesting because that means you could do a couple things. You can set it behind an Ab Zero and trigger your Ab Zero on your opponent's turn. You can attack with Ab Zero, and if they have Deep Prison or something, you can activate this to kind of dodge it and blow up their field in the process, and then special summon two cards. And it's just kind of really nice and versatile that way. Also, if they bottomless your Ab Zero when you make it, you can also just do the same thing, bounce it back, blow up your opponent's field, and special summon. Ideally Stratos and another water, maybe Swap Frog or maybe Ocean or something like that. Still testing out the build. I just built this earlier today. I put in an Evil Hero Malicious Edge because I was finding that I wanted more heroes to search. Between the Rhoda and the E-Call, it's like really easy to get to Stratos, and I was, looping Stratos with Dimension Explosion, and I need more heroes. And Malicious Edge also synergizes well with Treeborn. It synergizes well with Fader because maybe they're going for a game shot. You just drop Fader, and then you can normal summon Malicious Edge next turn. And it also synergizes well with the 2 prodigies I'm playing because you get to draw off of those. And it's just another target for polymerization. Side deck, extra deck, I don't really want to talk about those. The only maybe weird thing here that I decided to put was Trap Stun. I thought this could be kind of cool against a trap heavy deck or maybe even Black Wings to deal with deck Devi because as you could tell, like the majority of this deck gets smashed by deck Devi. This is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 cards that get smashed by deck Devi. So that is a problem. I need to figure out how to deal with that. But that's the thought behind Trap Stun. All right, so let's jump into the replays. The first is against a more casual, fun deck, and the second replay is going to be against Black Wings. This guy, or girl, gal, Magic X, is playing another fusion deck, coincidentally. So I thought it was, some really fun content. They're playing the Rock Fiend, Dark Culling, Evil Hero Gaia deck. So it's kind of like heroes versus evil heroes, which I thought would make for some cool content. Summons Rock Dude. I put it back on top of his deck. He Book of Moons because he doesn't want me to recur the Stratos with Ocean, so I'll take that +1, no problem. Get in there for some damage. Okay, banishes my Stratos, which is really bad because that was my water target for Miracle Fusion, but luckily I have this Mariner, so I can summon Absolute Zero, get over this Caius, and now I'm in a pretty commanding position. You can see this is an earlier build where I was running Salvage. Salvage is like kind of cheeky because you can get back Divas and Swap Frogs and the King of the Swamp, but I've since taken it out because I think it is a little bit win more. I'm forced to trade this Caius with this Doom Caliber. That's like a 2-for-1, which feels really not good. But we can summon this Caius next turn. So, oh, we top deck the Dimension Explosion. Okay, that's pretty cool. So he does unfortunately have 2 cards banished, but I'm able to summon both of these. This is exactly why I put the Malicious Edge. You can see, so I got Stratos back, and at this point, I think I was only running 1 Prodigy, and at this point, I had gone through all of the targets for Stratos, so I don't get the plus. I just pop his back row. But if I was running another Prodigy, I would search that, and I could also search Malicious Edge if I was running that. But luckily, I have this Malicious in the grave, and I could tribute it for Caius, banish his Caius, and clear the rest of his board. And I'm in a pretty good spot. If he doesn't deal with this Ocean, I'm going to get advantage off of it, and he's forced to do something right here. Heavy Storm, summons a Rock Guy, and I top deck Miracle Fusion for game. This person was really nice. They agreed to not side and just run game 1s because they were testing out their deck and I was testing out my deck, and we just wanted to run some game 1s. So neither of us sided. Grand Mole bounces my Android. Okay. I'm going to Caius to get this out of here. I don't want to deal with that. We get in there for some damage. Grand Mole. Okay, I'm totally fine with this Caius being back in my hand. That's not upset about that. Here I could, normal summon Diva, bring out another Diva and polymerization. I figure there's no point in doing that because usually you want your opponent to have some collateral when you summon your Ab-Zero, so there's really no point. Even in main phase 2 right here, main phase 2 I can Ab-Zero, and I do. If he bottomlesses it, it's not great. And actually, this was actually so stupid of me. I like forgot that he had his Gramble. I don't know. I just brain farted and forgot that he had this Gramble. So that was just really stupid of me. I should have just left that there. Save my resources. That was blatant misplay. But it forces him to normal summon that Gramble, I guess, is a way to look at it. He's forced to summon the Granbull and not do anything that turn, I guess. Well, I guess he could have Dark Calling right there. Um, but no, he can't Dark Calling because like bouncing the Ab-Zero is gonna blow up his board. So he doesn't do anything, which is fine. And I have the Miracle Fusion next turn, and at least this Ab-Zero is back in the deck rather than being banished or in the grave, so I could still use it again. Um, yeah. So I mean, I could have summoned Diva and boosted this up to 35 and maybe try to go for game right there, but I'm scared of the torrential mirror force. But I do this sexy play with the dimension explosion anyway. I attack with the Ab-Zero, and then I activate the dimension explosion to bring back 2 more, and then attack him directly with those, which should be game. Oh, did he win the first game? I'm not sure what happened. I thought I won the first game, but maybe he won the first game and the dueling book replay glitched. And I think the first game he might have dropped Dark Calling, or like double Dark Calling, or Dark Calling and the other fusion one that does your hand and field. Um, I just thought I had one because my top deck was a Miracle Fusion, but I think he actually won the first game because now the score is 1-1. Okay, so he's going first. Um, I get the E-Call and the Rhoda. Always feels pretty good. Here I just trade with the Doom Caliber. I'm going to save this Stratos. And then here he goes. Oh my god. Okay, so this is the game that... I'm not sure how he won the first game, but this is a game that he went with the double fusion summon. And these are both 5k, by the way. So I could drop this Trag. So I dropped this Trag, but Dark Gaia has the additional effect. So if you don't know what this does, first of all, you need a Rock and a Fiend to summon this. That's why you're playing so many of these Rock and Fiend cards, and it gains the attack of the monsters that you use to special summon it, fusion summon it. So this is 24 plus 26, which is 5k. So it's 5k, and it also has the effect that when it attacks, it can turn defense position monsters to attack, which is insane. So he attacks me for 5k. I drop Trag, which is at 24, and the second one turns into attack. So it's 5k minus 24 is 26. I'm down to 4, and then main phase 2, he normal summons Caius and banishes itself, burning me for 1,000. So that was game 3. The score is 2-1 in his favor, or their favor. I'm going first. Stratos for Mally. I'm kind of chilling right here. I don't want to set this Typhoon. I want my Tragodia to be big. I trade this Tragodia with this Doom Caliber. Fine. It's not bad. And then I just attack this, summon this Gilman attack for 17. He gets his own Stratos, attacks over my guy. Luckily, I have quite a lot of follow play. I have Caius, and I also have this Gores. Getting there for 24. I thought he was going to drop his own Caius on me. Luckily, it's just Malicious Edge, which is pretty good because he gets a draw. And I topped like this Heavy Storm like a Sack Lord. I don't even feel bad about that. We're both playing super sacky decks. I pass so I can drop this Gores. And he makes an interesting play right here. So he reveals Lightning Golem, I think it's called. And then he uses Dark Fusion to summon that Lightning Golem, which has the effect of being able to pop a monster on the field, which is kind of cool. Kind of like a... Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I'm left with this 26 token, which is good because I can at least... I can run this over and then make him have to crash into it. But I MST his back row, don't want to deal with that. Attack over the Lightning Golem, and now he has to trade his guy with mine. Optionally, he could attack this and do some piercing damage, but I mean, that wouldn't be super great. Main phase 2, summons a big piece Golem guy. I'm chilling right here. Like, I'm not really too afraid, so I'm just going to put the Tree Boy in the grave and stall. Here, I Miracle Fusion. Normal summon Swap Frog. Activate the Dimension Explosion card, which summons back my Stratos, which adds this Ocean, and it pops his field at the same time, which is so cool. And that is game. So yeah, I think in this match, it wasn't even a match, it was just game ones, but in these 4 games I managed to use the Dimension Explosion for like an OTK, or a really good, put me in a really good position. I used it like 3 times, I think, which was super sick. So this game really showcased the Dimension Explosion and how it could be pretty cool. This next match we actually sided, and I'm playing against Black Wings. which has the ability to side in oppression. So I sided out the Dimension Explosions. So this match doesn't really showcase the Dimension Explosion very much, but it was game one was very grindy and very interesting. So I thought I'd show this. So you can see here, this is after I modified the build a bit. I put in an extra Prodigy and an extra or Malicious Edge. Turn one, make an android, get 600, sweet. He brain cons, summons Gale. Interestingly, attacks with the higher one first, which I don't know if he did that on purpose or not, but if I had Gores, he'd get punished right here. But it doesn't really matter either way. Like, or actually, this is the right thing to do, because if he attacks with the Gale, I'm gonna drive this Chag, which has 24 defense, and he wouldn't be able to attack with Android. I would save some life. Main phase 2. So like, I drop this Chag. I'm trying to force him to make this Dark End. Like, there's nothing good for him to summon. If he summons Stardust, like, my Chag is gonna be 3k next turn. So I want him to summon Dark End because I have this Caius follow-up play. So he plays right into that, summons the Dark End. I'm totally cool with that. Banish that for 1k, attack him for 24. He takes it, and now my grave is set up for this double Miracle Fusion, which feels pretty good. But he does have Black Wind. He does have Sirocco and Black Whirlwind, which is really nice. He's forced to, not forced to, but he decides to Collude right here. If this Future Fusion resolved, I'd be in a really good spot. I'm putting Mally and Treeborn in the grave, but he has the Dust Tornado, which is unfortunate. But I do have the Miracle Fusion follow-up play, so I'm feeling pretty good right here. Clear that, and okay, yada. So I'm like, the only way he like lives right here is if he has Dad, which he does have Dad, but luckily the Dad is forced to trade with the Ab-Zero. Honestly, he could have just attacked it and not banished the Clue. Like, honestly, he could have just attacked it and not banished the Clue, which I think would have been better, except for the fact that I'm playing that Dimension Explosion card, so this actually helps him a little bit. And like, this is just Blackwing's doing Blackwing things, you know, getting advantage off of Whirlwind, which is kind of crazy. Miracle Fusion for another Ab-Zero. I think this goes through. Okay, now he has to deal with Ab-Zero. He gets another fucking Whirlwind, and he still has cards in normal summon, gets 2 Vayus, makes a Catastrophe, trades with the Ab-Zero. At this point, I've only gone through 2 Ab-Zeros, so I still have 1 left. Decided to pass. I know this is a what's it called? I know this is a Vayu. I don't want to attack it, because if I attack it, it puts it in the grave, and then he can, you know, synchro with it with Sirocco. Instead, I'm gonna just leave it on the field, try to summon this Malicious Edge, and pierce him for game. So that's what I'm trying to do here. He summons this. Okay, tries to attack me for 13, or he does attack me for 13. I take it. I don't really care. Here you can see I have the option to polymerization this Malicious and the Treeborn, which is definitely a valid play, but I'm trying to go for a game right here. If he doesn't have a Battle Trap or something to stop this attack, I'm gonna win. But he does have the Book of Moon. Main phase 2, I could polymerization this and swap Frog for Ab-Zero, but I don't think that's the best idea, since I have this Battle Fader for whatever he tries to do, and next turn I could just do that when he commits to the board even more. So he's trying to go for a game right here, and it's it's not gonna work. I have this Battle Fader. He uses his Collude to get over that, which is like, I'm totally fine with that. Now I'm just gonna drop this Battle Fader and make this person mad. And now I'm like, okay, now is a decent time to go for the Ab-Zero. You know, I could put this Mally in the grave, and I have the Caius follow play. So I think here's where I go for the Ab-Zero. Oh, okay. I decide to get rid of the Swap Frog and the Mally instead, because I want this Ab-Zero to be 3k. So if I attack into this Collude, it'll be game. I could normal summon the Swap Frog to boost it by 500, but then I don't have the normal summon for the Caius. So I'm like, basically I'm saying like, you better have another Battle Trap again, or else you lose. So he does have another Battle Trap again, which is like, what the fuck? So the good thing is I still blow up his board, and he makes a slight, not misplay, but miscalculation right here. First of all, Luckily, he only gets one search because there's nothing else to search because we've gone through his whole fucking deck. And he doesn't have another Kalute. I thought this was going to be game, but he doesn't have another Kalute because he's gone through all three Kalutes. So it's a very grindy game. He does 1700 right here, and then I'm at 800 left, and I can't even activate this instant fusion. And I thought this was going to be GG because I could normal summon this Caius, banish this for 1000, attack over that, and that would be 1700 damage. He'd be at 500 life. And the next turn, he could just normal summon his Blizzard, bring back Bora, make a Goyo, attack over my Caius, and then I'm screwed. Alternatively, if I banish this instead, uh, I guess maybe that's what I should have done. You know, I could banish this instead, and then let this hit the grave. And even if this hits the grave, he can make he can only make another. Oh, no, 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 that would have been bad. Never mind. He can make Armor Master, which would be 25. So I'm in a tough position. I'm like stuck between a rock and a hard place. A rock and a hard place. A hawk and a rock. Yeah, but I realized I have this Malicious in the graveyard, which I can normal summon or special summon attack, and then I do. He's gonna have 500 life, and then perfect amount of damage to just close out the game. So I barely won this game. Barely won. It's a very close game. So game two, we side. I'm like, okay, he's definitely putting as many deck devies as he possibly has, you know, which is like two. So this game, I put in double trap stun just to deal with the deck devies. Luckily, I top deck a heavy storm here. Okay, so he has deck devi already. I top deck this heavy storm, which is pretty sacky, but play it to burn for 4K. I set, and then I have pretty good sets as well. I have Snowman Eater to deal with, you know, ideally Ashura, and I have MST to deal with Black Whirlwind, and Torrential to deal with anything else. So he does have the Whirlwind and Sirocco. If this was Whirlwind and Shura, I'd be in a much better position, but at least I have the MST to stop the search. I popped that. So here we have like a little disagreement. I don't really know what the disagreement's about, right? Like he attacked my monster, wait for it to flip, and then he's trying to activate Deck Devi, which you can't do, right? Because like Deck Devi, I mean, this flips in the damage step, and you can't activate traps in the damage step. So we went back and forth, and like they didn't believe me. But like he would have, they would have had to proactively activate this DDV if they wanted to do it. They can't wait for the monster to flip face up then do it, right? Like that's not how that works. So I let them take it back, or they have to take it back. And now I'm just poking there for 1700. He doesn't want to deprison this. This is fine. I summon this Caius hoping that I'm going to hit a Vayu or something. But I hit a Snowman Eater. That's fine. He deprisons this. Okay, I'm chilling. I don't want a Torrential here. I have lots of life, and I'm going to wait till he puts more monsters on board. I decided to set this Treeborn. He just doesn't do anything. I don't really know why. Maybe they're afraid of, I don't know, Snowman Eater or something. But I'm going to hold this Future Fusion because I feel like they have a Icarus attack at this point, and I don't want to lose, you know, both my back row, my monster, and my Future Fusion. I want to get rid of this Kalute first. I want them to summon a monster and activate Torrential, but they're not drawing any monsters, and they actually didn't have an Icarus attack. They have double deck Devi. They didn't have an Icarus attack, but they just drew the Icarus attack, so maybe I should have activated it last turn because it would have actually resolved. But I hold it, and now I have this brain control, so I can force out the Icarus. If they did have it, they actually just, you know, set it, but I could still force it out. So I can activate this Future Fusion. This is fine. They're going to pop both my back row, but it's not the worst. I'm going to be able to resolve this Future Fusion uncontested. Treeborn's already in the graves. I put another Swap Frog, and now I'm going to try to make a Synchro play. Here I'm debating between Thought Ruler and Stardust, but I figured they already activated one Deprison, so like how many more Deprisons could they possibly have? They still have Torrential, Mirror Force, both bottomlesses. I thought Stardust was a better play. Here they blatantly misplay. Well, not blatantly, but they bottomless question mark? I don't know. I feel like they forgot that this destroys because I could just negate this. They should have compulsed this for sure, but maybe they're just trying to save the compulse for the Future Fusion. I don't know, but it was a misplay in my head. They've made multiple misplays in this game. So now they compulse, which is like, okay, interesting. And I set this Swap Frog just as defense, and I set this Trap Stun because I know they still have the deck Devi. And here is where they get royally fucked. I go like, let's see. So like they activate Colute in the damage step. At first I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Because like I don't know why they did that, but then I remember they have deck Devi, and then they try to activate. Um, Here's another misplay. Why do they summon this value in defense mode? Like, just attack with it. I don't know. That seems like a misplay too. And they try to get cheeky with this deck Devi. But I have this trap stun, so get absolutely fucked. um, so basically, this one trap stun got rid of a Kalut, a Sirocco, and a deck Devi. Unfortunately, they did get this the Kalut, for free off of Black Whirlwind, and I got this value for free. So it's really just like a one for one at that point, but that still felt really good. And now I get this Ab Zero. I Sorry guys, there was a siren in the background. I muted myself. I get the Ab Zero and I tribute the Caius. I'm like, I don't know if this is the right move exactly, but I'm just trying to close out the game right here. I could banish this and attack over this. Um, is that game? That's not even. Oh, sorry. I could banish this and Ab Zero blows up the field. I could attack directly, and I'm like, you know what? If they have another battle trap or something, then they have it. Otherwise, like, I could just attack with the Ab Zero, but I don't really want this value in the graveyard because they have the Sirocco, and I'm like, I really just want to banish this value and try to go aggro, and if they have it, they have it, and they don't have it. So I attack with Caius for game, and I think I would have been fine, even if they had answers, because I could just chill and set this Diva, or set this Infernal Prodigy, and then I'm going to draw this Vortex and this Mirror Force. So um, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I really like I really like this deck. So like I said, I had this deck built in a similar way before I discovered this card many months ago. I had it built, and then I saw this card. I'm like, okay, this is the deck that you want to use it in. Again, you have the instant fusions to bring out fusions, so you can bounce the fusion back, and you're also turboing out Ab Zero with polymerization and King of the Swamp, using your Treeborn and searching for heroes with Stratos. That's why it's really important to have the Rhoda and the E-Call, because Stratos is so important in this deck. And the thing I didn't like about this deck before is like you're running multiple polys and miracle fusions, but you only have 3 Ab Zeros, right? So you're never gonna make 5 Ab Zeros. But in this deck, you can actually make 5 Ab Zeros because you can bounce the Ab Zero back with Dimension Explosion. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I thought this was a super spicy tech. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any suggestions or feedback, both on the deck, the gameplay, or even my content. Appreciate you guys watching. Thanks.